Yeah, free socks.
Alright, welcome to the podcast, everyone. Free Socks, Episode 2. I'm your main man, the Space Cowboy.
And I am Lord Vicious Dupree, the leader of the rebellion. So, we got a great episode for you guys today. This week's socks are just, they're thigh highs, they're mesh. They'll really help you get your freak on. They look like something straight out of Extreme Restraints. But we're not even going to talk about the socks right now. What I wanted to talk about is... Take it away, Aaron. What were we talking about earlier today?
We're introducing a new segment. Daryl's very energetic about it, as you can tell by his tone of voice. This is our new Gearheads segment. We're going to talk about all our gear, all the software, all the everything you need to be successful in the podcast industry, just like we are.
Yeah, if you don't give a shit about gear and like all the extra stuff that goes into making podcasts, or like just recording any sort of content or whatever, you might want to just fast forward past this part because it's about to get real fucking nerdy. Basically, the whole I want to start off by talking about how this podcast is done. Basically, we use Skype and Audacity. We use Skype to talk to each other, and then we use Audacity to record our own audios, and then we send each other the tracks, edit it into like the same file, and then export it and put that on Spreaker. If you guys hear ads on the show, like actual ads, those are from Spreaker because I have a paid plan. They advertise on the show with companies contracted to Spreaker, and basically we can get paid for every listen or play or download that we get on the show because of the ad revenue. I got a blue Snowball microphone for Christmas, and it's it's like a very good starter podcast microphone. It's like right at the professional level type recording software. And for the music for the show, we try to use Ableton as for music and stuff because it's a lot easier to cut and edit and mix it. And we use Audacity just to like record our voices because it's a lot easier to edit and switch and lay tracks on that one. Aaron, you got any gear?
I'm using my headphones I used to play Xbox with, so not really. I mean, I'm just using my laptops, using Audacity. It's a humble setup for sure, but it's actually Ryan was telling me this, our good friend Ryan, that he thought that we were in the same room together in our recording, but no, we record separately and we talk over Skype, and then we just edit in the software to make it sound like we're...
You seriously thought we were in the same room?
That's what he said.
That's hilarious.
He might have just been being nice.
Yeah.
But,
what'd you use to record the theme song?
I used my guitar and GarageBand on iPad.
So you just held your guitar next to the iPad while it was recording?
Well, I used my amp to have the effect on the guitar. I have a Focusrite, which is like something that you use to interface with Ableton. But I haven't exactly cracked Ableton. It's pretty tough software to use for a idiot like me. So
no, I'm right there with you with Ableton. Ableton's like a real bitch. That user interface is not friendly at all. It's just it's just really slow going to try and get that learning curve. Like I have my MIDI keyboard with like drum pads or whatever, and that one's just like I can load samples in and I can like play tracks, but like when it comes to editing them or adding effects, it's too much. It becomes a whole can of worms.
Yeah, it does. If it made it easy to create music, I'd probably actually try to do that more often, but it's just so difficult in that software. And the only good software is, the only, user-friendly software, I think, is GarageBand.
Yeah, I've been trying to make the transition to Mac. Over summer, I'm trying to put money away so I can just buy, a cheap used Mac or whatever.
That's probably your best bet.
Yeah, but, I think we're both very passionate about music, right? You've been playing guitar for how many years?
7th or 8th grade. Right now I'm in 14th grade, 15th grade. That's quite a few grades. So I don't know how many years that is. 7.
That's pretty. Yeah, that's like a pretty long time, and you're like very proficient in guitar. Like I've known you for a while, and you've always been like pretty solid at guitar.
Well, I appreciate it, Daryl.
I'd say I'm decent on ukulele, and I think once my bass gets here and I start practicing a little bit, I'll be able to be pretty functional on bass. But guitar has escaped me because I just don't have a very good foundation for it. Like I just went at it trying to learn tabs, and then like I can do tabs, but I forgot how to read tabs, and now I can only really read sheet music.
I mean, it's good to be able to read sheet music. A lot of people can't even do that.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't know, like my brain takes too long to translate it from the sheet music to the strings that you're supposed to play. And I don't even know how to do scales, which is like something you really should practice when you're first learning the guitar, so you can do all, like the building blocks aren't there.
Yeah, scales are pretty important for like riffs or, whatever. Not really for chords. Chords are pretty easy to master compared to like scales and whatnot. Yeah, music is fun to create.
Yeah.
Our band back in high school, we always created music all the time.
We tried very hard,
did a lot
but
of cool
then
stuff.
one of our friends sold the drums we were going to use, so we couldn't actually use real drums. They still elude us today because neither of us have the space to put drums. But once we have the space for drums, believe it, Trash Boob is back.
Oh yeah, reunion tour, everybody, be ready. Buy your tickets now on sale. Ticketmaster pre-sale. Use the code FREESOCKS to get your pre-sale. Hashtag not sponsored.
Low key, on the lowest of keys. If we are able to write even one song, we're just going to have an episode that's just the whole song, and then us listening to the song for the first time, and then us talking about the song.
What? Us listening to the song for the first time that we made. How does that what? But we made it. We heard it when
the final product, and then us commenting it, because I'm probably going to be editing it like a bunch, like in the software or whatever, and like doing all the mastering of the tracks, and I'm going to release that final cut on the episode, and you're going to be like, whoa,
all right,
what?
I'm just saying, Daryl, like, it won't be your first listen, for sure,
Aaron,
if you're mastering it.
Aaron, I'm mastering it because I've got it'll be, yeah, you're right, it won't be my first listen. But it'll be like our first time, like, hearing, like, just the solo final product without anything to tweak. But it's whatever.
Alright, yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff we want to do on here,
far.
but it's, like, so hard to get people on the show and to write in fucking questions. Listen, guys, I know 18 of you motherfuckers listen to this, so do me a goddamn favor and just send in a fucking question at givemefreesocks@gmail.com. Just it could be, why is the sky blue? We'll talk about that just a question. We got one goddamn question this week.
Not so passive aggressive with our viewers, please.
That wasn't passive aggressive. That was just full on aggressive. Ask a question.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I need this podcast.
I always
to take
say
off.
passive aggressive.
Yeah, you do.
When it's not passive.
I need the podcast to take off.
That's my bad.
So I can quit my goddamn job. I'm tired of washing dishes at the pasta factory. It's hell.
Daryl. This is the absolute wrong way to go about this. This is why the podcast hasn't taken off yet. This is exactly why.
Right.
Professionalism. We're going to have to talk about this before the next episode.
For sure. I'm going to have to talk with my manager.
Yeah, Daryl, for sure.
Aaron, you don't have, a manager, right?
I have my mother. She's the closest thing I have to a manager.
That's cool. That's lucky. My manager said some bullshit to me the other day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they let this family stay about 30 minutes after close, after they got there, 5 minutes right before we closed. And then they said, hey, guys, we kind of want you to speed it up. We got to be out of here in a certain amount of time. You got to close down the restaurant faster. It's like, then don't let people... You see how you're counterintuitive to this whole that whole process that you wanted, right? Like, you just made it harder for you to leave. You idiot. You fucking moron. Ian.
Wow, Daryl, wow. Alright, Ian,
Ian what?
Sorry that Daryl said that.
He's not going to
Ian's one of our 18 viewers, right? Now we only have 17. Thanks, Daryl. You really hurt this podcast in the 9 minutes we've been recording.
Oh, you're at 9 minutes? I'm at 9 minutes, 45 seconds, so.
Oh, I am too, but it's okay. It's okay. We got to keep this moving along.
Yep.
We got to start talking about some substantial stuff, not just being
Okay, was it
aggressive
I
as
forget
well
the
as passive aggressive.
I forget the order. Was it music then movies, or music was last, right? It was video games, music, movies, or movies, video games, music.
Daryl, we don't work like that. We just talk, and then it turns into the next thing.
Oh yeah, we just sort of have a conversation, and it just turns to liquid honey and gold in your ears because we're so listening toable.
Yeah, Daryl. And speaking of music, let's talk about the song of the week.
Oh shit! Fuck! I didn't. Please tell me you have a song.
No, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. We have a song of the week, Daryl.
Thank Christ.
We have a song of the week.
Thank Christ.
First, let's talk about last week's song of the week, Daryl. What happened with that?
Oh, bad.
I heard that we.
Oh, yeah, I actually contacted that band to see if they would let us use their song for anything, and then they never emailed me back. So I'm taking that as a yes. I'm taking
Yikes.
that as a. They tweeted me back. I was like, "Hey, can we use your song for a thing?" And they were like, "What thing? Email us." And I was like, "Oh, okay." If you guys didn't listen to the last one, we used this band, Bad Moves, Cool Generator. I might put like a snippet of the song like onto some of the episodes, or just have a playlist and then tweet that of all the songs of the week, and just keep adding to it.
Yeah, it was pretty cool though that they tweeted you back.
That was cool. I didn't know that they were going to be fake about it.
Now because of that.
Yeah, we should do a collab. I shouldn't call them fake. We should do a collab.
Yeah.
Hey, Bad Moves, if you're out there.
You really love being self-destructive, don't you? You really love just destroying everything we build on this podcast.
You're right, Aaron. That's what was distinctly Daryl's problem. I just went on here and I destroyed connections to everybody. I alienated the audience at every turn. But it's fine.
You did do that.
It's fine. We're going to build a new podcast. Stronger, better, faster.
Yeah, Daryl. Yeah. But we need to not make this sound like Distinctly Daryl, which is why our song of the week this week is Last Night by The Strokes.
Oh my god.
This is a song that's near and dear to Daryl and my hearts. And Reese's heart as well. And everybody that's been a part of Trash Boob. Daryl, tell them about Last Night by The Strokes.
Okay, so it's the only song I know how to play on bass because it's the only song we ever practice at our band practices. And, I mean, I didn't even play chords. I just sort of hit the same 3 frets over and over again. Those guys were pretty good at it, at the guitar parts, but we didn't really have a singer. No one really did any singing in the band because I don't think anyone wanted to take the onus or responsibility to be the lead vocalist because that would have been a bitch.
True. Very true. Yep.
We also didn't have drums, so keeping rhythm was very, very, very... It was nigh impossible to stay on the same beat. We just sort of kept speeding up and going faster and faster.
And we did record our
That's a lost track. That's a lost track. That track is lost to time.
If anybody finds that, please let us know because we've been looking. I've checked all my drop boxes.
It's
all
actually
my OneClouds.
It was actually a pretty solid recording. Like we played through the whole song pretty well. We even got to the guitar solo, and I think Aaron nailed it. And it was like a pretty cool time.
Well, we got one where I nailed it. I think I have a recording of it that's trash, but I don't have like the good recording.
Honestly, I would love to get the band back together, but I mean, Reese is being busy with it, like being a doctor or whatever.
No, Reese is just like a real adult, and he's good at doing what he does. So I'm happy for him. I appreciate. What he does.
I'm happy for him. It's just sort of like that's unfortunate
it's just a bummer,
that we like.
I'd like to hang out with my friend, but at the same time, you gotta let him do what's best for him.
Like whenever one of those famous bands has to bring in another guy, because they didn't really break up, but one dude found success in a like way different arena than the other two, and now we sort of have to bring in this other guy. You know?
Yeah, that does suck, but at the same time, our Zero fans aren't really going to care, Daryl. Our Zero fans at the moment, they're not going to notice.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Aaron. I already have the SoundCloud, and so it's just taking up space. And so what we need to do is just make any song. Like, even if it's just two guitars and
we could do
2 lead singers, where it's just sort of a folksy thing, I'm fine with that, but we just have to
like
write and record.
Have you seen the Family Guy where
the
where Peter and Quagmire?
Yeah, just any like that.
So exactly like that episode.
They also have a Stewie and Brian version of that too, where they do the exact